All right guys, in this video I want to go over what to expect if with your dog, your almost started dog, when you're getting or her. In the previous video, if you didn't catch that one, go back and watch that. It's for younger pups, 12 weeks and up. But there's some of the stuff in there that applies to this. This time I'm going to talk about, your 12-month and older pup. You got a started dog from me, and we are putting him in the hands of a transporter, and we're going to ship him 2 days, 3 days, 5 to 5 days. I've even had him sometimes more. That's a stress on your dog. He's been to town probably a few times. One time before he left here would have been to go for a vet check. So that was probably the first big time that he was completely uncomfortable. Now we're going to hand him off, and he's going to go to a stranger for 2, 3, 4 days and before he hits your hands. Know that when your pup gets there, his world's going to be shook up pretty good. So be patient with him. Give him a few days to recover. 3, 4 days, 5 days. It'll just depend on how much time you can put into him. Have a space for him that's his space, that when you're not around, he's in. Whether that's a kennel, a crate, whatever your system is, your setup is. Make sure he's got a spot to be that he's not going to get himself into trouble. Also understand that I started him, so he's used to my voice and the way I say things. You will get, and you can go back and check on other videos on my YouTube channel, the commands that I use and how I use them. So know that just because you say the same word that I do, especially for my friends in the South, we're going to sound a little bit different. And if I started him and it's a female that has bought him, women talk different than men. So just remember that. Be patient with him. Give him time to get used to it. Don't get him off the transporter's hands today and tomorrow morning expect him to go out and dog break a bunch of spoiled pairs. It's not going to happen. It's not fair to your dog. Make sure and set your pup up to win. Put him on some stock that both of you can handle. Start him on small numbers. Start him on numbers that are easy for you to read and that are easy for him to get used to. He's in a new environment. Again, remember that he's in a new environment. It's going to take time. The way you handle him and the way I handle him is going to be different. The way you work cattle and the way I work cattle is going to be different. So just know that he's got to adjust to all these things. He may lose appetite for a little while. Even with my older dogs, 12 months, a year and a half old, 2 years old. Again, raw apple cider vinegar, tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, either in their water bucket or on top of their food, and soak their food. Put some water in there and soak it, soften the food. Crack an egg on there. I'm a big proponent of raw eggs for your dogs. Anything like that that'll help stimulate his appetite. I know folks who, they do things like sausage treats, pepperoni treats with their dogs to get the dog hooked up. All those little things. Put time into your pup to get him bonded to you and learning your mannerisms, the way you talk and the way you sound. Give him time to adjust to the climate. It could be cool here and hot in your country and dry, or it could be warm and dry here and cold in your country. Make sure that you give him time to adjust to all those things and be patient with him. And, if you want to work him, go back to things like leash manners. Make sure you know how to walk your dog on the leash. Place him. These started dogs for me know how to place up on a barrel or a box or a bale of hay, whatever you have handy, and stay there and be calm. That's just as much a part of training to me as it is sending him to fetch and gather cattle for you. So go back to simple rudimentary type things with him and learn your dog that way. As always, I stand behind the dogs that I start, and you're more than welcome to give me a call or text me at any time. That's the best way to get a hold of me until we can solve the problem. And if he doesn't solve or he doesn't fit, which does happen from time to time, it's really rare, I'll stand behind that pup and we'll do whatever we need to make it right with you. But know that it's going to take generally about 2 weeks overall till you get that pup working for you the way he was working for me. And just, if you know that and it takes 10 days or it only takes 5 days, great. But if you're willing to commit to 2 weeks and give that pup time and give yourself time to learn the dog and him to learn you or her to learn you, then you'll be well on your way to having a good relationship. So again, I hope this helps you, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.